Hey, we're Neptune's Core.
I'm Sophie, the lead singer and guitarist.
I'm Jacqueline, the guitarist and singer.
I'm Caitlin, the drummer.
And I'm Hannah, the bassist.
And we're excited to kick off Girls Supporting Girls Virtual Build Bash.
Even during such a tough year, the four of us have been so lucky to have access to a great education. It's what has allowed us to pursue our dream of playing music.
We're in the process of recording our next album, and our single, Turning Red, is coming out in a few weeks.
If you want to learn more about us, follow our Instagram at neptunes.core. We're so happy to be a part of this amazing event.
We believe every girl should have the opportunities we have, and that's why we believe in Girls Supporting Girls.
Girls deserve to learn how to read and write.
Girls deserve to learn how to add, subtract, multiply, and divide.
Girls deserve choice.
Girls deserve to follow their dreams and live their best lives.
Girls Supporting Girls believes that educated girls can change the world. And so do we.
Female, educated, empowered.
We're going to start tonight off with a song called So Small. I've heard people say that I can't act a certain way, but I won't listen. I won't listen. You want me to change, be someone else and act all strange, but I won't listen. I won't listen. When I'm feeling very small, I stand up straight so I look tall. You can't have it all. I shouldn't have to care about all the clothes I wear, the way that my friends and I feel. I want to remember a day when looks didn't matter, a day where hearts wouldn't shatter, and some girls seem to have it all. When I feel so small, people say that I can't act a certain way, but I won't listen. You want me to change, be someone else and act all strange, but I won't listen. I won't listen. When I'm feeling very small, I stand up straight so I look tall. You can't have it all. I shouldn't have to care about all the clothes I wear, the way that my friends and I feel. I want to remember a day where looks didn't matter, a day wouldn't shatter, and some girls seem to have it all. When I feel so small, so small, oh, so small, oh, shouldn't have to care about all the clothes I wear, the way that my friends and I feel. I want to remember the day, a day wouldn't Some girls seem
Greetings, friends, and welcome to the 2021 Virtual Build Bash. My name is Iris Feroci Hart, and I am the current board president of Girls Supporting Girls. 2020, despite all the challenges of COVID-19 and the shutdowns, was still a fantastic year for Girls Supporting Girls. We were able to fund 3 schools, one in Nepal, one in Guatemala, and one in Malawi, 30 scholarships for girls in Sierra Leone, as well as 2 adult literacy programs in Nepal and Senegal. 2021 is also looking good, and we're focusing on new goals. And with your help, we'll be able to achieve them. Our goals for this year are another school in Guatemala, an adult literacy program in Mali, as well as 30 more scholarships in Sierra Leone to continue helping girls attend school. 90% of the money we raise goes directly to our fundraising efforts, to our schools, our scholarships, and our literacy programs. All this is possible because of our amazing Girls Supporting Girls board. Besides me, the executive committee consists of Rachel Brennan, who is our vice president, Jaleka Salme, who is our secretary, and Monica Kuzma, who is our treasurer. As far as the rest of the board, we have our 2 founding members, Judy Sutton-Taylor and Juliet Moffett, as well as Patty Morrow, Amanda Norcross, and Christine Jordan. We welcomed 2 new board members this year, Sherry Johnson and Jennifer McConaughey. We'd also like to thank our partnership organizations, Build On, Schools for Salone, and Chicago Scholars, for helping us reach the girls that need help the most. Plus, we'd love to give a shout out to the people that made our virtual fundraiser a reality and helping us navigate this new landscape. That would be our videographer, MJ Risk, and Kelly Haig from One Cause.
I'm Diana Kenworthy, and I'm one of 3 co-founders of Girls Supporting Girls. So I am where I am today because of education. And one of the things about living in the United States, through the lottery of birth, we have the opportunity to have free public education up through grade 12. And for many parts of the world, that's just not an option. In 2013, I saw a documentary called Girl Rising, and it is a story of 9 girls all around the world and about the obstacles that they face in trying to get an education. Those obstacles can be poverty, location, culture, and that movie really brought it home for me. And shortly after seeing that movie, I had lunch with one of my good friends and a GSG co-founder, Judy Sutton-Taylor, and we talked about the documentary. We came up with this crazy idea that we wanted to do something locally and internationally, and the idea for Girls Supporting Girls was born.
My name is Juliet Moffett, and I'm a co-founder of Girls Supporting Girls. Starting a nonprofit seemed really overwhelming, really, to be honest with you. I very much believe in the power of one, but I knew it was going to take much more than just the 3 of us to get this done. And we started looking for like-minded, like-passioned people to see how we could sort of channel this power. Through that, we found an amazing group of women who did share this passion, and each and every one of them has helped shape and grow this beyond our wildest dreams.
Hi, my name is Judy Sutton-Taylor. I'm one of the co-founders of Girls Supporting Girls and a current board member. Clearly, girls have more obstacles than boys when it comes to gaining access to education. There are far fewer girls in school than boys around the world. But for Girls Supporting Girls, it's equally important for us to have boys be a part of all the programs we do. And that's because we want boys to see girls as their equals and as their role models as they grow up. One of the things we realized very quickly was, as a small local nonprofit, we did not have the capacity to deal with larger issues such as infrastructure and construction on an international basis. So we set out to find international partners that would help us do that. First, we worked with Room to Read. We had 2 projects with them, one in Sri Lanka and one in Cambodia. And then we worked with Build On. And Build On allowed us to broaden our reach greatly to many more countries. We also worked with Schools for Sloan, and they have given us the ability to provide scholarships for girls there to go to school. A lot of these girls, even though they're able to go to school, they don't have kind of the little extra push that gets them there. So our scholarships provide bicycles and school supplies and uniforms and all the little things that can prevent these girls from attending school, even if a school is available to them. We've also partnered with Chicago Scholars locally to provide broadband and laptops to kids when we had to go to remote learning this year.
Well, we've evolved so much over the past 7.5 years. I remember conversations between Judy, Diana, and myself in our kitchens where we just sat there knowing that we really had to do something and we weren't quite sure how to put that plan into action. It was really with the power of the board, our sponsors, and all of our donors that I think we've grown to the strength that we have today.
It's hard to believe that it's been 8 years now since when we first started Girls Supporting Girls. So since we started, I believe we have 7 schools in 6 countries, but we have also expanded. We've started doing adult literacy programs. We have funded teacher training programs. We have funded scholarships for girls in Sierra Leone, and we have made a commitment that once we start funding a girl, we will see her through her education, which is very important. One reason why educating girls is so important because it gives them economic power, and we know from the statistics that when you educate a girl, she not only improves her life, but she improves the life of her family and her village, and in fact, even the GDP of her entire country when girls are educated. But in addition, she now is viewed with more respect. She has the ability to have a more equal partnership with her spouse. She is regarded in the village in a different way as more of an equal. And by educating girls, you give them autonomy and control over their lives.
My name's Hannah. So when I was 12, almost 13, me and my sister and my mom took a trip to Malawi in Africa with Girls Supporting Girls. And our goal of the trip was to build a school for children in need of an education.
My name is Megan Brennan. Female Educated Empowered, which is on my shirt, stands for what Girls Supporting Girls is trying to accomplish. When we went on a trek to Malawi, I learned that kids had to walk for 3.5 miles to get to school, and often girls were not seen as a priority to go to school because they had chores, they had to take care of children.
My name is Samara Taylor, and I went to Malawi in 2018. When we first got to the village, it was so amazing to see the amount of people that were there waiting to greet us. Everyone was singing and dancing, and it was amazing that they were willing to be there after 9 years of waiting for their school.
My name is Gabby Hart. I went to Malawi in 2018 with my mom and my sister to build a school with Girls Supporting Girls. So one of the most impactful things about the trip was definitely working with the community to build the school in the village. I remember working in the assembly line. We were passing bricks with each other, and I just thought we were singing and just laughing, and I thought that was just amazing.
I loved working on the construction site. I liked how all of the village came together to work for a greater goal, and I thought it was so amazing seeing that it wasn't just the men who were working on the work site, it was also women. And it was crazy to me because they all had babies on their backs and it was really hard work. And for us, we were all working hard, but they were working twice as hard to do the same thing.
One thing that surprised me the most during our trip to Malawi would have to be that our host mom, Agnes, did not know her numbers completely. And when we would gather around and play Uno and go fish, she was a little nervous and hesitant at first because she didn't know all of her numbers. Eventually, we would hold up the number cards and she would show us the different numbers on her fingers so we could communicate back and forth and help her learn her numbers. And I thought it was really cool because we got to bond with her and we got to help her with something that she was insecure about.
Yeah, so when we were there, we went and talked to the adult literacy group, and we were able to witness the adults writing their names for the first time.
And later that week when we visited an already built school in Malawi, there was a woman who had a really interesting experience that really stuck with me. She would get lost every day. And so through the adult literacy program, she was able to start being able to read the bus maps and then was able to go and find a job to support her family.
When we had our woman-to-woman chat with all the women of the village, we were talking about just basic aspects of life, marriage, kids, and they were talking about how they get married at really young ages, 15, and that shocked me because I just turned 15, and now that I think about it, I'm realizing if that's where I lived, I would be getting married now.
When I came home after the trip, I was super impacted by just the village and, how important an education is across the world and how everyone should have an education. So I decided to create a group, Girls Supporting Girls Junior, with my high school friends. And basically what we did is we did the same thing. We fundraised, we were able to raise the money. And unfortunately, due to COVID, we weren't able to actually go to Malawi, but the school was still able to be built, which I was just super happy about.
When we were leaving, it just stuck to me how lucky I am to be able to, go to school every day, have access to, sports and medical attention or get medical attention.
It was a life-changing experience for all of us to see the world through each other's eyes for a week.
Well, hello everyone. It's Alex Moffat, America's sweetheart. Also, I happen to be the very proud brother of Juliet Moffat. And she's one of the 3 co-founders who started GSG way back in 2013. In a little over 7 years, GSG has built 7 schools on 3 continents, provided 100 student scholarships, and funded teacher training workshops and adult literacy programs in 6 countries. Yowza! That is a good stat sheet, I will say that. Right at home, they've also created and run school programs for local students to engage in international issues. And tonight, we're celebrating these accomplishments and raising moolah for GSG's 2021 initiatives. This past year has shown us all the importance of access to education, and it has shown me the importance of access to Pinot Grigio. And as a brand new father to a baby girl, say hello, I want my daughter, this little lady, to grow up in a world where girls are given the same opportunities as boys. You know what? Even if I didn't have a new daughter, that seems like a no-brainer, right? She knows that. She's 3 weeks old and she knows that that's a no-brainer. So it seems obvious. But now, more than ever, girls need our help to make sure that that happens. You can go back to your trailer, honey. To make sure that the pandemic doesn't end up being one more giant roadblock that keeps them away from school. In addition to obstacles, do you want to come back? In addition to obstacles such as poverty, proximity, and cultural norms. Yeah, you want to say it with me? Yeah, there you go. And cultural norms that say girls' play should be in a classroom. You're going to tell, should not be in a classroom. You're going to tell this girl that she's not going to be in a classroom? get out of town, okay? But as we all know, that's exactly where every girl should be in a classroom, because every girl deserves the opportunity to reach her fullest and highest potential. And next, we have a short video to tell you a little bit more about why GSG does the work that it does. And spoiler alert, I happen to know the star of the vid, and I gotta say, I am a huge fan. Huge. You're gonna love her. This kid's a star. Enjoy and go GSG. Let's raise some money. Right? Yeah.
Before 2020, 130 million girls around the world didn't attend school. They were told that only boys could go to school and that their place was at home. They were married as children and they were given little hope for a better future, simply because they are girls. Now, the global pandemic has made things even worse. COVID-19 has impacted us all, but it's impacted at-risk girls the most. More than 11 million girls may never return to their schools, which puts them at more risk for adolescent pregnancy, violence, and poverty. That's a scary prospect for girls and the world. Because the proven global benefit of female education will suffer a huge setback. When girls don't go to school, countries lose their chance to build their economies, to create jobs, to end poverty, and to improve the standard of living for all of their citizens. Now, more than ever, girls need education. They need a place where they can sit alongside boys as their equals and role models, to cultivate their curiosity and reach new heights, because the proof is there. If we want to end poverty and create jobs, start with girls' education. If you want to stop segregation, start with girls' education. If you want to eliminate hunger, if you want to stop disease, start with girls' education. Because we've seen the transformation in communities where Girls Supporting Girls has already built schools. In Malawi, Haiti, Sri Lanka, Cambodia, Guatemala, and Nepal. It's happening thanks to the scholarships and teacher trainings we fund in Sierra Leone, and the technology we're providing for remote learners right here in Chicago. When 2020 put education prospects in dire straits for so many, GSG stepped up to help. In 1 year, we provide more support than ever before students in 6 countries spanning across the 3 continents. As we all look forward to a better tomorrow, we invite you to invest in our collective future. From our outreach at home to our efforts this year in Mali, Guatemala, and Sierra Leone, you can help us break gender stereotypes and build long-lasting equality. Help girls rise with confidence and knowledge, and watch the world rise with them.